thou give me, that thou mayest come in unto me? And that's how these fucking women talk out here, man. Here it is. That's the whole end game. I don't give a fuck what these niggas say, man, or what these women say. That is the end game of any. If a man start talking to a woman, the whole end game is for him to pipe, man, straight up. And the bitches know it too. But they like to play these games. They want to see, oh, if he gonna hold out and all this shit. The hell is wrong with you, man? Talking that shit, man. All right. So she said, what wilt thou give me, that thou mayest come in unto me? Alright? And it's the same with your woman. It's the same with the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American woman. Okay, if you gonna get with them, if she gonna become your woman, you gonna have to put out. Okay? The same as if you was to go to one of these hoes or a night walker, a prostitute. She gonna say, what you gonna give me if we gonna do this? And usually that is money. Okay, they set a price, you deal with them, and you keep it moving. Not like these stupid bitches out here. They do the same thing, but yet they think that you supposed to have respect for them or fucking treat them like they was your first or whatever, or their first. You know, they so virtuous. They're a bunch of whores, man. Okay, and it's the same attitude they come with. What you gonna give me if you want this? Okay, and she said, what wilt thou give me, that thou mayest come in unto me? And he said, I will send thee a kid from the flock. And she said, what wilt thou give me? Wilt thou give me a pledge till thou send it? Meaning what? She was like, okay, because he was like, okay, my price is I'm gonna give you this kid, a baby goat, all right, so I can get some. She was like, cool, okay, well, until you give me that, you gotta give me something else to make sure, basically collateral, all right, so that make sure you come back and pay. You be straight on your part of the bargain. Okay, that's what she was saying. Verse 18, he said, what pledge shall I give thee? And she said, thy signet and thy bracelets and thy staff that is in thy hand. And he gave it her and came in unto her, and she conceived by him. So basically, yo, she must have been bad as hell, man. And he couldn't perceive that was his daughter-in-law, so in a way he wasn't going off because he didn't know. He thought she was a darn bad-looking prostitute. Basically, a hoe. He wanted to get his rocks off. He was like, yo, baby, let me get it. She was like, okay, if you want to get it, what you gonna give me? Oh, okay, baby, I'll give you this kid from my herd, you know. Well, okay, if that's the deal, well, you gotta give me something so I can make sure that when I give it to you, you ain't gonna play me. So he was like, okay, baby, what I have to give you? Oh, well, let me get that signet. Basically, signet was like a ring that had your markings on it, or your image where you would put your stamp, so that people was like, okay, when they see it, they're like, okay, that's Judah. That's Judah's signet right there, or Yahweh. That's his signet. And then she's like, okay, let me get your bracelets, because he probably wore jewelry, or because we royal people, he had on bracelets. So she was like, okay, let me get that, and let me get your staff. And usually on your staff, you had your name written on it, all right, and other personal stuff. So these were dear things to him that, okay, he couldn't just hit and run. He had to come back and get these things. Alright. So he did that, and then what did they do? They got it on. Alright. And she got pregnant by him. Alright. Alright. And she conceived by him. And she arose and went away and laid by her veil from her, and put on the garments of her widowhood. And Judah sent the kid by the hand of his friend the Adulamite to receive his pledge from the woman's hand, but he found her not. Then he asked the men of that place, saying, where is the harlot that was open by the wayside? And they said, there is no harlot in this place. And returned to Judah and said, I cannot find her. And also the men of the place said that there was no harlot in this place. And Judah said, let her take it to her, lest we be shamed. Behold, I sent this kid, and thou hast not found her. Okay. Alright. And you can read the rest of it. Okay. You can read the rest of the story, but that just showed that Judah, the father of you so-called Negroes, they dealt with harlots, man. Or he dealt with harlots. Okay. Alright. And the Lord didn't condemn Judah for that. He didn't condemn Samson for that. And let me give one more example. Now I'm going to get the prophecy and that the Lord said, man. Because a lot of these women, alright, like I said before I did a sit down, the only way these women going to get out of this motherfucking place and get any type of deliverance is them being with a man of the Lord. And if they're not with a man of the Lord, taking heed to the message of the man of the Lord and believing on it, the Lord going to honor them, okay, if they walk according to the ways of the Lord. Alright, that's being pushed out by the men of the Lord. Okay, which are the only men of the Lord. Alright, is great millstone, man. Starting with the elders and the brothers under them. Because the rest of these niggas is a bunch of assholes, man. And a bunch of fucking hypocrites. And they don't know the scriptures. Okay. They don't know the scriptures. Alright. This is Hosea, or Hosea, chapter 1, verse 1. The word of the Lord that came to Hosea, the prophet the son of Beri, in the days of Uzziah and Jotham and Ahaz and Hezekiah, king of Judah, in the days of Jeroboam, the son of Joash, the king of Israel. The beginning of the word of the Lord by Hosea. And the Lord said unto Hosea, go, take unto thee a wife of whoredoms, and children of whoredoms, for the land hath committed great whoredoms, departing from the Lord. Now Hosea represents us in these days, man. The men of the Lord. We ain't gonna find no fucking virtuous woman on this side, man. And like I said, the only way these women are gonna be saved is through the men of the Lord, man. Through childbearing, like the scriptures say. Okay? If they continue in faith and sobriety, man. Alright? Not being no goddamn demons. Okay? But the Lord told Hosea to go get him a woman of whoredoms, man. A damn harlot. Okay? This is a prophet of the Lord, man. Hosea chapter 3. It says, then said the Lord unto me, go, yet love a woman beloved of her friend, yet an adulteress, according to the love of the Lord towards the children of Israel, who look to other gods and love flagons of wines. So, because the men of Israel, alright, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American men, were worshiping other gods, alright, worshiping the woman in the ancient world, when the curses came upon us that we had to fulfill in these times, okay, the same friction, the same constant contention, rage, injurious, rebellious attitude, alright, evil eye that the men of Israel had towards the prophets of the Lord, okay, towards the priests, towards the king, the righteous men of Israel, alright, that came in the spirit of the Lord, pleading with Israel, and the way them niggas were so fervent and full of zeal to kill them and to be rebellious and reject them. That's how it is in this time, man. That's how it is in this time with the women of Israel, man. Okay, so you thinking you gonna have a fucking virtuous woman on the side, it's a rude awakening. Okay, part of the truth is knowing that your woman that you dealing with, if she an Israelite, she already had another man before you. Okay, that's part of the curses. Number two, that woman is gonna be a complete demon towards you, straight up. Okay, all right, straight up. Hell, I don't even have a fucking woman, and the Israelite woman that I always come in contact with is giving me fucking problems, like I belong to them, man. Like they my woman. So how much more worse it would be if I had them as my woman, man? All right, that's why Paul said if you could, if you could control yourself to be single, man. These women are a bunch of goddamn demons, man. But if you can't control it, man, they're gonna get you a woman, but no, you gonna have fucking trouble in the flesh, man. The fuck is wrong with this simple ass nigga? All right, and the Lord did that to humble us, man. Okay. Here it is back in the ancient world. You niggas use worshiping all types of bullshit. Molech, Baal, Ashtaroth, Tammuz, fucking golden calf, all types of bullshit. Praying to spirits and demons. But your woman was in order. You like that. So the Lord said, you know what, I'm going to do that to you. Now you know how it feels. So when your woman giving you fucking all type of hell and tribulation and she fucking oppressing you and suppressing you, alright, giving you all this hell, you remember that's what you niggas was doing back in the ancient world towards the Heavenly Father and his men that came and spoke to you, man. Fucking wicked ass nigga, man. Alright, so let's see what did Hosea or Hosea listen to the Lord. Hosea 3:1. Then the Lord said unto me, go get. Love a woman beloved of her friend, yet an adulteress. And that's what these women are, man. That's why the Lord said, woe unto you adulterous generation, man. This is an adulterous generation. Fucking wicked ass nigga. According to the love of the Lord towards the children of Israel, who look to other gods and love flagons of wine. Talking about philosophies. So I begot her. I bought her to me for 15 pieces of silver, and for a homer of barley, and a half homer of barley. And I said unto her, thou shalt abide for me many days. Thou shalt not play the harlot. Thou shalt not be for another man. So will I also be for thee. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without a teraphim. Afterwards shall the children of Israel return, and seek the Lord their God, and David their king, and shall fear the Lord in his goodness in the latter days. So when the Lord told the prophet Hosea to go and marry Gomer, that's her name, Gomer, alright, a whore, a known whore amongst Israel, okay, to go marry her, alright, and he had children with her, okay, that was to represent how the nation of Israel was acting towards the Lord, man. So for you to come out the side of your fucking neck talking shit about brothers that go and deal with prostitutes, the ones that you pay for straight up, or if they do it, and then you try to make the Israelite woman look like she's so virtuous. These women are a bunch of whores, man. Okay? And it's not until the fact that they acknowledge that they are whores and amend their ways that the Lord is going to have mercy on them. Okay? Fucking wicked ass nigga, man. Not act like you, and that's the thing with you niggas. You niggas act like you so fucking righteous, man. Alright? You're not righteous, man. You just put up a facade like you righteous. Excuse me. Here we go. This is Matthew 21:28. But what think ye? A certain man had 2 sons, and he came to the first and said, Son, go work today in my vineyard. Alright? The vineyard is the nation of Israel. Okay, that's Isaiah 5:7. Okay? And the work is teaching this word. Okay? Alright? He answered and said, I will not. But afterwards he repented and went. Okay? Alright? And I was like that brother. Okay? When I first heard this, I bucked up against it. All right, but then I thought about it.